shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Severe storms today expected across the deep south, the Tennessee River Valley. And while we don't expect severe weather, we do expect some big changes ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday. I'll walk you through those coming up.
Get ready, drivers. Thanksgiving travel season is here. The best times to hit the road and the gas prices you'll see along the way. And decision coming. Today, Wake County school leaders are interviewing a long list of candidates to fill a board seat, what they're looking for, and when a new member could be chosen. Good morning, everyone. It is 4:30 on your Tuesday of this Thanksgiving week. We are here to get you ready. You're up early with us to get started. So we'll get started with Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with the big changes with weather on the way. First, the warm up, Chris.
Yeah, the warm up and then the crash, right? So that's we're going to be tracking between now and Thanksgiving Day. New this morning, clouds moving in ahead of the next weather maker that brings an increase in temperatures and rain chances. And then we're tracking a Thanksgiving cold front. Here's what that means for the holiday weekend. We will be much cooler Thanksgiving Day, highs low to mid 50s. We will only be in the 40s for highs Black Friday and Small Business Saturday with some cold mornings as well. This morning we start in the 40s, and here's that storm system that had produced some tornado damage around Houston. We're not expecting anything like that here, but these showers eventually moving into our area, especially as we set things up for tomorrow morning. So left-hand side of your screen, that's 7 p.m. today with isolated showers and a slightly better chance of scattered showers heading into Wednesday morning. We'll give you a better idea as to the travel forecast coming up shortly. Renee?
Sounds good, Chris. Thank you. 4 people are hurt after a crash that knocked out power to more than 150 homes in Chapel Hill. The crash happened just before 10 last night on Weaver Dairy Road extension near Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker around 2:30 this morning. You can see crews were there working to fix a utility pole. The people who were hurt are expected to be okay. The cause of the crash is under investigation. Millions are gearing up to hit the roads for Thanksgiving. AAA says this could be one of the busiest travel weeks in years. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is along I-40 in Wake County this morning with what to expect. Kelsey, good morning.
Renee, good morning. Today marks the official start for Thanksgiving holiday travel. It's going to be really busy over the next few days here on I-40. AAA estimates that more than 2 million North Carolinians will hit the road this week. Check out the best and worst travel times. The worst time to travel today is between noon and 9 o'clock. The worst time to travel tomorrow is from 11 to 8. And if you're headed back home on Friday, you should avoid driving between 1 and 7. The best time to travel all 3 days is in the morning. The sooner you hit the road, the better. Tiffany Wright with AAA explains why Thanksgiving Day is a good time to travel.
The sweet spot would be if your travel plans allow you to drive to your destination on Thanksgiving Day. There'll be minimal traffic as everybody's already pretty much at their destinations.
And coming up in the next half hour, we'll explain why you may be paying less at the pump this year compared to last. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
And if you plan on driving this Thanksgiving, gas prices are relatively steady compared to last week. The national average for a gallon this morning is $3.05. Here's a look at the prices at destinations across our state. If you fill up in Asheville near the mountains, you'll pay $2.82 a gallon. In Raleigh, you'll pay just a cent less at $2.81. And if you head toward the coast to Wilmington, you'll pay the least at $2.79. Now, despite the increased demand for gas this week, overall demand is low this time of year, which helps keep down prices at the pump. Many of you may also plan to fly this holiday. You're taking a live look at RDU this morning. And according to FlightAware, so far there are 3 delays, no cancellations. We will let you know if that changes throughout the morning. Happening today, the Wake County School Board will be hearing from potential candidates for their open seat. This seat was vacated earlier this year after a longtime member resigned. WRAL's Ali Calabar is live at Wake School headquarters in Cary. Ali, the board is expected to decide pretty soon after they wrap up interviews.
Renee, 17 people will be walking in through those doors in hopes of representing Apex and parts of Holly Spring. Now, the new board member will represent a rapidly growing district. It's where 3 new schools opened up this year. State data also shows an 18% population increase in Apex and Holly Springs. The Board of Educators is set to interview the next member for District 8 today. The seat opened up in August when board member Lindsay Mahaffey resigned. The applicants to replace her include engineers, technology workers, entrepreneurs, and others. The board oversees the superintendent and sets the district's $2.2 billion operating budget. Now, the board does plan to pick one of the candidates by the end of the day. The interview process is set to start at 8 a.m., and WRAL will be following this. Reporting live in Cary, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
The man accused of killing a Wake Med police officer will be back in court later this month. Benji Martin Jr. appeared in court for the first time yesterday. He was not given bond. Right before he appeared in court, his defense filed a new document uncovering more information. The defense claims Martin did not have a gun on him when he went to the facility that day. They also claim Martin was at the facility seeking treatment for, quote, mental anguish. They say Martin's fiancée had just experienced a miscarriage of both their twins. A North Carolina state senator's legislative assistant is set to appear in court today on an arson charge. Diane Cook works for Senator Norman Sanderson. He represents 8 eastern North Carolina counties. According to a warrant, Cook set fire to a Raleigh couple's home last week while they were inside it. We've reached out to Sanderson's office as well as to Senate Leader Phil Berger. We have not yet heard back. Cook is set to be in court at 1:30. A preliminary investigation shows a house fire that killed a Halifax County couple was likely caused by electrical issues. Greg and Margaret Terry were found dead inside their home on Loop Road in Enfield late Saturday night. Investigators say the home is a total loss. We spoke to a woman who lived next door to the Terrys for nearly 30 years. She tells WRAL the couple were pillars in the community.
This home was the home base. They were the couple that really was the glue for their family. That's one piece of peace that we can have in this situation, just knowing that they are together.
We've reached out to the family of Greg and Margaret Terry. They asked for privacy and prayer. The president of a local company charged with writing bad checks will be back in court next year. WRAL Investigates has reported extensively on Kristen Picot and CJF America. The nonprofit is accused of owing thousands of dollars to dozens of employees for work they did over the summer in Raleigh and beyond. The case was listed as one that would be resolved yesterday. It was bumped again, this time to late January. In just under a week, insurance company Cigna will no longer consider one of the area's biggest health systems in network. Cigna has been going back and forth with UNC Health for weeks now, trying to negotiate a new contract. It's one of several high-profile disputes between healthcare providers and insurance companies playing out now in our area. A Charlotte-based bakery is welcoming customers back after closing during Border Patrol operations. Manolo's Bakery reopened on Monday. The owner decided to close after he saw Border Patrol agents chase people through his parking lot on the first day of their immigration enforcement operations. The owner says he feared that remaining open would put his customers at risk. He estimates he lost at least $80,000 in business. Today, an extradition hearing is expected for the Slender Man stabber who escaped from a group home where she was being held. Morgan Geyser was arrested in Illinois late Sunday night. Police say she escaped by removing her ankle bracelet monitor. Geyser was a teen when she was sentenced in the 2014 stabbing of a classmate. Now, this past summer, she was granted conditional release. Prosecutors are now pushing to revoke those terms because of the danger she may pose.
While she was on the loose, we were very concerned about the safety of the victim and her family, as well as our community.
Because we were here in March on a petition to revoke conditional release already. And so it's extremely concerning that you would so blatantly violate a very, very simple condition, which is to stay in a placement and keep a bracelet on.
Geyser is being held at Cook County Jail. Happening today, Thanksgiving is coming early at Fort Bragg. The Post's annual Thanksgiving meal and culinary competition will be this afternoon. Military members will have the opportunity to come together and kickstart the holiday season. More senior leaders will be serving food on the line. Today, we'll hear from UNC head football coach Bill Belichick as the Tar Heels look ahead to their final game of the season. They will be playing NC State this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Their chances of going to a bowl game ended this past weekend with a loss to Duke. Belichick will speak at 11:30 this morning. WRAL will be there, and we'll let you know what comes out of the news conference. The Powerball jackpot is growing again. It is now $681 million after last night's drawing. The winning numbers were 8, 16, 26, 30, and 58. The Powerball was 14. The next drawing will be tomorrow night. You can watch it on WRAL just before our 11 p.m. newscast. Big travel savings. We'll explain the strategy behind Travel Tuesday and why experts say preparation is the real secret. And tornado outbreak. Families near Houston are waking up to massive cleanup efforts after a tornado touched down. The damage left across several neighborhoods. And we'll give you a live look at Pittsburgh. Meteorologist Chris Michaels tells us about a powerful cold front pushing through before Thanksgiving.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
4:44 this morning, looking outside at the tower lit in purple as we've got some clouds moving in ahead of our next weather maker, but it takes quite some time before we see anything from it this morning. Because of the clouds, it helps to keep things a little more insulated, not quite as cold. Apex at 48, Garner, Knightdale, Rollsville 44 degrees, Durham down to 41. A little bit of exercise goes a long way, especially ahead of Thanksgiving. I know I'm trying to cram it in. Temperatures in the low 50s by 9 a.m. with highs today, check this out, about 70 to 75 degrees for most of the area, the exception being close to the Virginia state line. We'll near record highs tomorrow and then a nearly 50-degree drop in temperatures. We'll walk you through that and how it affects Thanksgiving plans here at home and traveling coming up shortly.
Chris, thank you. This New Year's Eve celebration in Times Square will feature a new ball. This is the 9th version of the ball. It's covered in 5,200 Waterford crystals. It is almost double the size of the old one. Now, the crystals, you can see they vary in 3 different sizes. Each has a unique design that will change every year.
The new ball is called the Constellation Ball, and it was really several years in the making. Really, the goal was to create a much more photorealistic digital and interactive display on this ball. The ball crystals will be changed out annually, and people will be able to take a piece of the ball away with them.
Very sparkly, very festive. The old ball will be displayed inside One Times Square. It's part of a new immersive history experience set to open next year. Toys and technology have gone hand in hand for years, but now with the use of artificial intelligence, some toys have chatbots that could be dangerous for kids. These toys are marketed to be used for educational or companionship purposes, but some experts are sounding the alarm for parents this holiday season. Some toys like Miko 3 and Kuma Bear may have kid-friendly goals, but researchers found they were also able to answer sexually explicit and violent questions.
They're doing a big internal safety audit. So, we're glad they're taking the findings seriously. But all you have to do is go on Amazon to see that there are lots of other products out there like this that could have similar issues.
OpenAI and the companies who make Miko 3 and Kuma Bear have not issued any statements about the findings. If you're stumped on what to ask for Christmas this year, how about a vacation? The Tuesday after Thanksgiving is when you can score major discounts on flights, cruises, hotels, even travel packages. Personal finance site NerdWallet recently came up with a list of the best deals for Travel Tuesday. Hilton is offering up to 50% off some stays, Marriott up to 40%, and many Hyatt hotels will be offering up to 30%. It all depends on the location and dates. Travel expert Emily Kaufman explains why the secret to Travel Tuesday is not luck, it's preparation.
Oftentimes, these deals require a specific promo code, so make sure you do your research ahead of time, and they're for select dates.
If you're looking for cheaper flights, Kaufman says travelers could save up to 40% off through the flight booking app Hopper. Unlike Black Friday deals, Kaufman says many of these travel bargains last 24 hours. This morning, families in and around Houston are working to clean up after a tornado outbreak. You can see one of those tornadoes in this police dash cam video. The sheriff's office says more than 100 homes were damaged. The National Weather Service will be in Texas today to rate that storm. Neighbors in the area said the storm was strong enough to snap and uproot trees, even lift buildings.
We heard glass breaking, we heard trees falling, we heard a thud on the roof.
This residence here has a whole garage that's been picked up and moved on top of the power lines.
I heard like a whistle, and the wind was just so intense. I'd never heard it like that before.
The sheriff's office had to shut off gas to a nearby generator because of fires starting from down power lines. The power to the neighborhood was eventually cut off completely to reduce the threat of more fires. And the threat is not over yet. Conditions are favorable for more severe thunderstorms as the cold front moves through the region. And we also want to show you some drone video from Klein, Texas. This is about 30 minutes north of Houston, and more damage left behind from that tornado outbreak. This is all part of a system that is going to be headed toward us as we get closer to the holiday, right, Chris?
Yeah, so thankfully this system is not going to do that for us, but you can see it still has some intensity to it. So if you have flights to Nashville or Atlanta, Huntsville, Alabama, definitely be checking on those statuses. You see that line of storms that's moving through northern Alabama toward Atlanta. Now, as it gets closer to us, it weakens as we go throughout the next, say, 10 to 12 hours. Heading into the afternoon, maybe a few showers west of I-95, but really our best shot of seeing some rain is going to be out the door tomorrow morning. It's quick hitting, but it could play a role on your commute or your travels, especially if you're going on I-95 up toward Richmond and D.C. Heading toward tomorrow afternoon, however, the front passes through, but the colder air lags behind it. So tomorrow is going to be a near record warm day for Raleigh, for Fayetteville, Rocky Mount, New Bern, Elizabeth City, Wilmington, and Charlotte, whereas the cooler air is back toward the west. So that's going to greet us for Thanksgiving Day as you're prepping the bird. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s will be in the low to mid 50s for highs, and then temps in the evening quickly dropping into the 40s with wind chills in the 20s first thing Black Friday morning. So we go from 70s for highs today and tomorrow to then feeling like that Friday morning. If you plan on spending Thanksgiving in the mountains, pack layers. That wind chill at 3 in Boone on Friday morning. Right now, it's mild temperatures, mid 40s with some holes in the clouds, maybe doing a little bit of decorating. It's warm for that today. Midday temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, and our high temperatures today in the low 70s. Tomorrow, we take it up a notch, and if you're heading to the Carolina Hurricanes game tomorrow against the New York Rangers, things look good. We'll be warm, we'll be dry by then, but yeah, the bottom absolutely falls out. Small business Saturday, it's going to be in the 20s first thing in the morning ahead of some rain chances heading into early next week. Renee?
Chris, thank you. Swift strikes again. Taylor Swift climbs even higher on the charts, plus a sneak peek at a new special and documentary. Winter Olympic preparations, how the weather is changing the torchlighting tradition before it begins its journey to Italy. Taylor Swift rules the Billboard Top 100 and a sneak peek at a new special and documentary. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
I heard you calling on the megaphone.
Taylor Swift fans are still calling for The Fate of Ophelia. The tune from Swift's album The Life of a Showgirl is #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a 7th straight week. It's the first song to spend its first 7 weeks atop that chart since BTS's Butter in 2021.
In this year's Lydia Celebrates America, I set out to celebrate volunteers.
Food guru Lydia Bastianich's latest special spotlights everyday Americans whose generosity and food unites communities, strengthens bonds, and enriches lives. Lydia Celebrates America, A Nation of Neighbors premieres Tuesday on PBS.
The Oilers had come up with a brand new head coach that nobody ever heard of, Bum Phillips.
Just a nickname, not a description.
The coach who gave a booming 70s Houston an NFL team worth cheering for gets a documentary. Love Ya Bum goes beyond the cowboy hat and charisma to show how his devotion to his players made him a beloved figure and changed the game. The doc debuts Tuesday on digital platforms. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The Winter Olympic Games are getting closer. Actresses in Greece held a dress rehearsal for the Olympic torch lighting. The annual ceremony is set for tomorrow. Now, usually the torch is lit by the sun's rays. Because of bad weather this year, a backup flame will be used. After it's lit, the torch will be carried through Greece and then Italy. The opening ceremony is on January 26th in Milan. The holiday season is underway at the White House. First Lady Melania Trump received the official White House Christmas tree yesterday. The 25-foot tree arrived by a horse-drawn wagon. According to the White House, the tree will be set up in the Blue Room inside the White House this season. Seller crackdown. North Carolina's Attorney General is urging Shopify to block the sale of illegal items. The move aimed at protecting children. Holiday setback. Dozens of Triangle businesses lost their selling space at the start of the holiday rush. 5 on Your Side shows how you can still support them. And Thanksgiving travel. The best times to hit the road and how gas prices could shape your drive.